Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about a Biden pick, a Biden nomination for a lifetime appointment in a U.S. District Court. Her name is Nina Morrison. Now, to me, her qualifications mostly stem from her work with the Innocence Project, which is going to come up here in a moment. So, disclosure notice, I have donated to the Innocence Project. So, just bear that in mind as I provide my little commentary here. Through her work there, she has freed 30 innocent people who were wrongly convicted, people who were exonerated by DNA evidence, some of which were on death row. Okay? A person who is truly committed to justice rather than just the legal system, you know? Senators Cruz and Hawley took issue with this in unique ways that we're going to go over. Cruz attempted to tie skyrocketing crime rates in Philadelphia to her advising an incoming district attorney on conviction integrity. Incidentally, conviction integrity deals with, old cases and whether or not the convictions were valid or whether the people were innocent. Somehow, in Cruz's mind, this leads to skyrocketing crime rates, which is weird because if you put any thought into it whatsoever, you would realize that if there was a crime committed and there was an innocent person serving time for that crime, that means that the person who actually did it is still out doing crime stuff. It would seem to me that it's Cruz's position that would lead to higher crime rates. Just saying. And then Hawley has he attempted to tie Morrison to the protests in 2020 because in 2019, prior to the protest, Morrison wrote an op-ed kind of congratulating and praising Kim Garner for her work in getting Lamar Johnson free. Now, it's worth noting that this case was so pronounced that Republicans in the state changed the law to allow this innocent person to go free. But somehow, Hawley believes that an op-ed written about that had some contribution to the protests in 2020. I want to point out that as far as I know, Hawley is still selling a coffee mug of himself. It has a picture of himself with his fist raised, that famous image of him where he's cheering on the people on January 6th. The ones who hurt a bunch of people, beat up, cops with American flags and stuff. Guess who never gets to talk about the 2020 protests ever again? The reality, Morrison is more than qualified for this position. It's a lifetime appointment. U.S. District Court in New York. I want to say the Eastern District, I think. Could be wrong. More than qualified for it. This would be an opportunity to get a judge who cares about justice, who cares about making sure that the system functions as it should, and one who dedicated a decent portion of their life to making sure that innocent people didn't suffer. So what you have is normal obstructionist tactics from Republicans in an attempt to manufacture opposition to somebody that there's no real grounds to oppose. It's just a way to try to catch votes and inflame a base that is already so inflamed that, we all saw what happened. Those are the supporters of Hawley and Cruz. Cruz and Hawley and these kind of stunts, this is what eggs them on. This is what inflames them. in case I didn't say, I have donated to the Innocence Project in the past as a disclosure notice, and there will be a link to donate to the Innocence Project down below. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.